I'm unbeatable. Couple minutes no score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop. Aiming running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel for this last week of competition in the trophy group stages. We've got 2 games for you tonight. Tipping off in under 20 minutes, it's a case of win or go home in the crucial Group B clash between the Newcastle Eagles and the Leicester Riders. That's on Sky Sports Arena or the Sky Sports YouTube channel. But stay right here if you want to see the already eliminated Bristol Flyers play for pride against the already qualified London Lions. Your commentators are Dan Rutledge and Graham Hiscock.
Yes, thank you very much, Jeanette, and welcome to Bristol. We've got the Flyers against the Lions. We're not far away from tip-off here, and Graham, London already through. Bristol can't qualify, but 2 teams who'll want to have a good signing off to the group campaign.
Yeah, Bristol Flyers need some momentum to get back into the British Basketball League games after the trophy weekend. London Lions want to get the win. They just want to be perfect for this group stage.
Well, whatever happens, they will be first in this group. Let's have a look at the starting 5, starting with the Bristol Flyers. Obviously, they've got injury problems, so a little bit short-handed, but it does see the return of Tejon Lucas off the bench, which means Trajan Jacob is in the starting 5. At the other end of the floor, well, the Lions, having qualified, and all the games that they play have given a few of their star players off, but they have got Mo Shalawati returning from injury, and he's into the starting 5. But a youthful looking London Lions lineup, and one guy they will have to deal with inside, Brad Green.
Yeah, Brad Green, 9.6 rebounds a game, 12.5 points. If you don't box him out, if you don't keep him away from the glass, he will cause you a nightmare, and that's exactly what Lions will have to deal with if they don't do that.
And at the other end of the floor, one guy we're expecting big minutes from, and hopefully a great performance as well, Kieran Sandy.
Yeah, Kieran Sandy, he's one player that's been given a chance tonight. Just 4 points and 7 rebounds a game, 2.3 assists. He's got to spend lots of minutes on the floor and really produce tonight.
Well, we are not far away from opening tip here at Bristol Flyers, and they'll be taking on the London Lions right after this break. Welcome back to Bristol, where our three officials are ready to go as the two teams are about to make their way out onto court ahead of tip-off. Full house, of course, as it always is at the Wise Arena, and the Flyers will want to reward these fans with a good performance and hopefully a win as well.
Yeah, it's a packed arena again, Dan. We spoke pre-game whether it would be full. Of course it is. They want the Bristol Flyers to come out flying tonight, literally, and take down the Lions and really give it to them from minute one and dominate the Lions. If the Lions are going to bring out a second string, if you like, or a slightly less experienced starting five and roster tonight, they've got to take full advantage, the Flyers.
Joe Hodgson, Kevin Kinsella and Daniel Cox are three officials for this one. And of course, the other thing that the Flyers are still trying to do is acclimate Levi Bradley into the team. Obviously, a late signing for them. He's obviously played for them before, so I'm sure he'll know some of the plays and the system, but he's got to get used to some new teammates around him.
Yeah, he's doing a good job in the 3 games in this trophy. 16 minutes, 7 points a game on 4 attempts a game, 3 rebounds, so they're going to want to get more from him and just keep pushing him forward and really helping him to get ready for the return of the league and play well tonight as well.
Well, here we go then. The ball is up and we are underway, and it is the Lions who will get the opening possession of the game. Shalawadi, great to see him back after his injury woes in recent months. And straight away, there we go, perfect start for London, 3 in the corner for Grantham.
Yeah, Dante Grantham, you've got to get out to him as well. Potentially on limited minutes, but that's maybe why he wants to get firing early.
Well, Jacob doesn't need an invitation to fire up at 3. Again, usually gives them offense off the bench, but in the starters here today. Shalawadi out to Grantham again, not this time. I think he thought that one was in, and Green should be able to hoover up a lot of rebounds.
Yeah, I'm looking to him to have a massive game tonight, Brad Green. He's been huge already in the trophy. Another big game required from him tonight.
Grantham has the unenviable task of trying to match up to him. Here's Bradley. Off the glass, forced it home.
Well, Levi Bradley, he's got some good size at 2'7", the American. Nice left-hand finish off the glass, Dan.
Well, he does have the ability to stretch the floor, but when he's got a size mismatch, he's going to take advantage of it. Good hands from Jacob to knock that one loose. Here's Bradley stretching the floor just on cue, but that 3 doesn't go. And it's stolen away again. Keedy Johnson is bumped in the midcourt.
Yeah, Kedrin Johnson, they're heavily involved. They're going to be looking for big things from him as well tonight if Bristol Flyers are going to have success.
He's another one who's had his injury issues, so maybe still working his way fully to 100%, but certainly this trophy campaign has got some good miles in the legs for him. Foul called against Sandy.
Yeah, Kieran Sandy being aggressive there, maybe just too aggressive as he jumped out to try and get a steal or deflection. He doesn't want to get in foul trouble tonight, Kieran. Big night for him.
Well, they only have 3 off the bench, but as you say, it is an opportunity for those who don't get big minutes to get big minutes, so don't staple yourself to the bench by getting in foul trouble as Ollison takes it to the rim for 2.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't going to be Green tonight as the focus player, Tevin Ollison was next man up. Great finish going left, finishes right.
And again, another one working his way back to 100% fitness for the Flyers. Such has been their injury struggles this season. Quealy for 3, deep one, knocks it down.
Well, Quealy just needs that part of his game to improve. We know he can attack the bucket, good athlete. If he can start knocking 3s down, he can elevate to the next level.
Johnson, that's kicked away by Sandy. Quealy's been one of those guys been talked about for many years as a youngster coming up in the British game. It's great to be able to see him in a Lions uniform now and hopefully fully fit.
Yeah, this is another huge night for him. He's just got to let the game come to him and just stay loose.
Shot clock is low here. Ollison creates some room for himself, hits the front of the ring. Sandy running the floor right down the middle to the rim, good finish.
Yeah, nice job by Sandy, getting out in the open floor and finishes with a reverse layup, 2-on-1.
Well, Coach Kapoulis must not be happy with the way his team has started, because he's scored a timeout already in this contest. And well, it's a simple run out, and maybe it's the lack of transition defense that he's not happy with.
Yeah, just one player back in Ollison who's, well, he's come across too far to the right, and Kieran Sandy just kept going. Good job by Sandy, not settling for a pull-up jump shot or a floater, getting all the way to the bucket.
And I guess it might be one of those things that Coach Kapoulis is, you know, reading the riot act to his team, because he's saying, well, we're not looking at the lineup who's on court. We need to go out there and play hard and stamp our authority on this game.
Yeah, they've got to build momentum and just keep pushing, keep making good decisions on offense and get back on defense. You know, that's one of the absolute #1 requirements. You've got to get back and have pride in getting back to slow the offense down in transition. And that's a real win-win. That's something that the Lions are good at. Certainly the likes of Connor Morgan, they win a lot of 2-on-1 battles when they're the last man back. As you can see, Connor Morgan, the back of him there, he's not playing tonight. But Bristol Flyers could take a leaf out of his book for sure.
Well, you could see in the timeout, Coach Kapoulis trying to light a fire almost in under his team to get them going in this one. But, well, it's a pretty talented lineup there at the left end of the bench, isn't it? There's a lot of quality players in tracksuits.
Yeah, and, well, they only just played on Wednesday night.
Yeah, they did.
Agonising loss against Badalona on the buzzer. And then 2 days later, they're back. The club's back at it, but they're all here supporting the guys on the floor, which is great.
It might be a costly defeat as well. Maybe get into that a little later as Brad Green tips home the rebound, and that is one thing he does excellently well, finishing off offensive rebounds.
Yeah, he's leading offensive rebounder in the trophy stage, and he's the leading rebounder. You've got to keep him off the glass. You've got to box him out.
Here's Nelson, throws it away, and Jacob running it back will get the chance to jam it in, and that'll get the fans on their feet.
Yeah, Trejon Jacob, great athlete and out in the open floor, but that pick and roll didn't go well. If it's Olaseni, that happens. With Grantham, it's a real skill to learn.
Well, it's not his natural position, but he's having to fill in today. Grantham fires up the three and off the mark.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. Even someone as experienced and talented as him is having to find new skills and still build his game.
Here's Lions in transition. Bristol recover back well. Well, he's not short of getting his shots up today, is he, Dante Grantham? Brad Green loves a hook shot.
Yeah, I love that action. Such a high release, push. It's like a push jump hook. But he run the floor really well. No Gabe Olaseni tonight or Sharma to match up with him. London Lions have got to be very careful.
Well, London Lions have caught a timeout because suddenly the transition is going the other way for the Bristol Flyers, and we saw their response out of that timeout, London trying to react.
Yeah, Dante Grantham, the first man back, but he was nowhere near Jacob, who just did a crowd-pleasing dunk, which we all want to see and really get the fans fired up for this. Let's hope he's
okay. Whether he might have just tweaked something a little bit there. He's certainly talking to the medical staff. Maybe he just needs a change of shoes, does he? One of the shoes has come off.
He might have blown the air system on that dunk.
Yeah,
you never know.
The modern player has many a pairs of shoes in his bag, not like your day, Graham.
No, one and done.
One done, that was it.
If they blew up, I had to sit down.
You had your Chuck Taylors and that was it, wasn't it?
If I was lucky.
But yeah, no, he does appear to be grimacing a little bit, and obviously the issues they've had with injuries this season, it seems that every week there's somebody new added to the list, but he's got a little ball. So whether there's something that would imply that he's already got a bit of an issue that he's trying to stretch out, could be like an ankle tweak or something like that, maybe an Achilles.
Or just, it could be, or just tightness in underneath that foot, just trying to loosen it up. And then he's got, if he wants to get on the bike, he's got to wait for Lucas to get off. There's a queue unfortunately, of injured or returning from injury players there for Flyers.
Here's Kaboza. Nelson now. Shot clock down to 5. Grantham spinning baseline and flushing it home.
Yeah, that's more like it for Dante Grantham. Just catches it in the post, keeps moving, keeps backing up, and then spins and crushes it.
Here's Samuels. Around the three-point line it goes to Landolfi. Is off the mark, but Bristol, you know they're going to crash the offensive glass.
Yeah, good job from Corey Samuels on the offensive glass, and then he gets the assist for the easy score close in.
Here's Nelson down to Grantham. Kick back out, that's a clumsy foul by Johnson. Just absolutely barreled Kaboza to the ground. He will go to the free throw line, but first of all, we're going to have a timeout in the game, so we're going to take a pause as well. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Bristol, where Dante Grantham has made an impressive start to the ball game. 5 early points for him.
Yeah, and that's a matchup that Corey Samuels did not want to get involved in, but once he got in the post, that was it. And Dante, good play from him, quick spin and crushes it.
Well, he sits down now alongside Nelson, and I would imagine that Coach Božić will be sparing in terms of the minutes. I'd be amazed if too many players played more than 20 today, just trying to even it through, give all the young lads a chance.
Yeah, I mean, and it might even be less, potentially, for the likes of Nelson, Soliardi, Grantham, and maybe the others that often are on the bench are going to get slightly extended minutes. But I don't think Coach, as you say, Dan, will want to be playing players too much.
Ollison. Pass is deflected away. Kaboza looking to run. Ginogly round to... Nice attack to the basket, and Quealy hammers it down.
That's what we love about Kareem Quealy. Nice quick attack before the defense could react. That was really athletic and powerful.
Bradley in the low post, falls to the fadeaway and knocks it down.
Levi Bradley with a bit of fade there. That was fabulous move in rhythm and creating separation from the defense.
Well, it looked at first like he took the more difficult shot on option, but he made it look very easy.
He's a really good addition but so's Queeley. If he's going to start playing like this, he becomes a real viable option for Lions off the bench.
Well, it looked like Landolfi was expecting some help to be there, and there was none. And he certainly gave him a free pass to the basket. Here's Queeley with a slightly more difficult trip, but he will go to the free throw line as the foul is called against Ollison.
Yeah, still getting to the free throw line, which is the next best thing, but he's gone quickly. He's got Ollison alongside him. Ollison swipes down. But I think for Kareem, he's just got to pick his moments when to attack, and if they've got the floor spread enough and the balls move side to side, then he can go and then either get to the free throw line or get his dunk, at least really start powering up the baskets.
Well, looked a touch unfortunate for Ollison. Looked like he got quite a bit of ball in that, but foul goes against him, and Queeley goes 1 for 2. Brad Green with the rebound.
I'd like to see them get the ball more to Green. Dan, he's got to start using his size and skill set.
Or you just give it to Jacob and let him use his skill set instead.
I'll keep quiet. Yeah, if you're not going to go to Green, go to Jacob. Great high arcing shot that we're used to from Trajan.
Well, you look at the lineup that Lions have out at the minute and you think, well, who is guarding Brad Green in the low block? So he hasn't gone to the low block yet.
No, and maybe Lions will go to a zone, possibly, and just invite Bristol Flyers to fire away. But of course, with this situation, nice handoff, two-player game, creates a bit of confusion and spacing, and Jacob knocks it down.
Well, Jacob doesn't really need an invite, does he? Well, the idea was there, but the execution wasn't quite on it. But I'm with you. I think you go inside first to Green and see if they can stop that, then feed out.
Yeah, well, I think they will. I think they will when required. But that pass was just a bit too much sauce on that from Landolfi. But yeah, get moving without the ball, make some hard cuts towards the basket.
Caboza bringing it forward for the Lions. And again, Queeley to the finger roll. This one is short. Samuels, cross-court, Landolfi for 3. A little early in the offense. I still want him to go inside, Graham.
Yeah, well, they're going to keep firing away. They must have heard me.
Caboza, will that go? Will that count? Yes, he will. What an unbelievable finish from Bradley Caboza.
That is outstanding. What touch. A little bit of good fortune off the top of the backboard, but wow, look at the reaction of all those great players who've probably made moves like that. Matt Morgan for sure, Nelson and young Jordan Taylor. I mean, that is sensational.
Oh, I'm not quite sure how he got that one in. Is it too late to enter the unbeatable shot competition? Because that was one right there.
And he was surrounded when he actually threw that up. That was quite ridiculous almost.
Well, he doesn't get the bonus free throw, much to the pleasure of the home fans. Jacob going quick, out to Samuels for 3. Well, they're in love with the three-point shot here, Bristol, aren't they?
Yeah, it was open. Corey Samuel really got a splayed elbow when he shoots that. A little bit flat on that occasion.
Nice pass, and Sandy underneath. Got a stat for you here, Graham. Bristol have taken 8 twos and 8 threes. They've made 1 3 and 7 twos. They need to go inside a bit more.
Yeah, agreed.
They're not going to give that one. The Lions bench are up in the hope that everything will be given their way, but the referee pointed straight to the floor.
Yeah, again, though, Queeley just able to get out in transition. You're actually starting to see the shoots of what this player can be at the higher level. And as you say, he's been monitored since he was a young Leicester Warrior as a 14-year-old, as Tahir remembers him when he was a junior there.
And before he went off to Real Madrid, and he's got the ball in an awkward spot here, and he's helped out a little bit there by Lucas, who commits the foul.
Yeah, that was really tangled up there on that screen. Queeley's just waiting. Jangoli comes, and well,
Lucas slapping away at him. Gave him an out there, and they're over the limit, Bristol. So it's 2 free throws for the Lions.
And this is where Quealy's got to become really high percentage shooter.
Oh, he misses both of them. Brad Green made sure that was his rebound. Landolfi. Johnson now. Johnson getting into the basket. Took it hard, doesn't get the roll. Green trying to get the offensive rebound. Bristol come up with it. Here's Samuels. Not much room on the baseline, and he throws it away. That's going to be an offensive foul there. Sandy, unnecessary again in transition. If you just watch Sandy here, in the corner of your screen, he's almost trying to jump around Johnson. Because he makes contact and that forces Johnson from being able to play any defense, the referee kind of has to call it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think the reaction of Johnson sold it to the refs as we see the All-Star. There's a few All-Stars on that bench for sure.
It's thrown back. It's going to be another. Oh, they've kept it in. Actually, I thought he was going to throw it out of bounds. Here's Bradley for 3. Green on the offensive glass. Needs to go up because it didn't hit the rim. And Bradley strings it. And he's been given 3. I thought his feet were on the line there, but referee says 3.
Yeah, that's really fortunate. He airballs the first, but because of Brad Green, leading offensive rebounder for the season, gets after it, he gets another chance.
Well, the referee's now gone to the table. It was originally signaled 3. They've changed it now to 2, but it was originally signaled. But if you look, he's well inside the 3-point line at this moment. And yeah, I mean, both feet well inside. So they have corrected it, which is the right decision.
But again, with Johnson, that was a tough shot, Dan. He's got someone draped all over him almost, that first 3. And then the second one, you know, well done to him for holding his nerve and knocking it down the long 2.
Quealy drops it inside. Almost stolen away, is stolen away by the Flyers. Ollison with a little hesitation, and that's going to be a held ball. And possession arrow will stay with the Flyers.
Yeah, that's a good job by Kareem Quealy, trying to become a two-way player because he's certainly got the athleticism to be that sort of player. And but again, that going back to that offense, it was too cluttered in there for that pass inside to Jangoli.
Lucas back to Johnson. He's going to fire up the 3. Well, what are they now? 1 for 10 from the 3-point range again. I'll go back, can update my stat. There's 10 twos, 10 threes. They've made 1 3. They've made 8 twos.
So that's down to Brad Green maybe to get a grip of the situation himself and say, give me the ball.
Ooh, that was almost a carry there from Caboza, but he's able to keep with the play and he's got himself lines. One thing he does really well is attack the rim.
Yeah, he can knock the 3 down and he's already been fouled taking the 3, but that was really good. And for a right-hander, he goes well with his left hand as well. So good job by Caboza. You can just see him turning the corner off the screen from Jangoli. Good job by the Lions' big man. And then by the time the defense comes across, it's too late.
Well, 1.3 seconds remaining in the opening quarter here. London looking to extend their lead.
We talked about it pre-game, how much are Bristol going to want this? I just think they look a bit nervy, letting those shots fly a bit early, not letting the offense fully get produced, and of course, if they take an early shot miss, Lions are off to the races in transition.
They just don't quite look themselves, do they, Bristol, here at the end of the first quarter. It is the Flyers 19 and London 22, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Bristol, where the Flyers are trailing the London Lions early here. Lions, of course, heading to the Utilita Arena in Birmingham next week. You can too. Tickets from £25. Get yours whilst they're still available. Semi-finals on Saturday the 27th. Finals, both men's and women, on the Sunday. Make sure you are there to watch all the action. It should be a good weekend. And as I say, London definitely going to be there. We're going to work out who's going to join them over the course of the next few days.
Yeah, of course, it's really tight in the other group, Dan. One of 3 teams, maybe even 4 teams, but mainly one of 3 teams.
Well, that was almost tipped into their own basket. It would look like Cheshire ought to get there from the position they're in. Caledonia have a good shout at it. Surrey, they just need a win. They could definitely get in, not beyond the realms of mathematics for Sheffield as well. But in this group, it is a do-or-die game between Leicester and Newcastle. That is going on right now. It's a high-scoring game in Newcastle. Leicester edging that one by 3. Here's Green down low. That's a bit more like it, Graham. That's what we've been wanting.
Yeah, just simple. Get it into him. He just half turns, that little jump hook. High percentage shot, nothing but net.
Here's Nelson. Attacks the rim and finishes well. And he can certainly fill it up quickly for the London Lions.
He's such an impact player for him, Luke Nelson, and so good. Like Cabosa going left for a right-handed player. A good explosion to the hoop, and Bristol Flyers just couldn't stop him.
Well, Nelson can't convert the three-point play. Lions have missed 5 already from the free throw line. Down to Jacob, down to Green again, sorry, from Jacob, and same result.
Yeah, just keep mixing it up, goes to the other side, turns to the baseline, finishes with his right hand. Grantham probably knows what he's going to do. Trying to stop it's another matter.
Well, he is, as you say, very effective with that hook from either side. Johnson with the rebound. Bradley. Down to Green again. This time it's poked away. Needs a slightly different angle for that pass. Green forced away from the basket. Bradley puts it on the floor, steps through. Tough finish from Levi Bradley.
Yeah, this time the line sent Quealy as a double team, got the ball out of Brad Green's hand. But Levi Bradley did the rest. That was tough. Amazing concentration and touch.
Oh, he's made some difficult shots, but he's got 10 points now, Levi Bradley. 3 ball goes up and goes down as well. Oh, Shalawadi with it.
Yeah, he's got such a great release, really hard spin on the ball. Nothing but net from the wing there for Mo Saliardi. Really good to see him out on the floor.
His first shot of the game as well. Here's Green from the mid-range. And Grantham with the rebound this time.
Yeah, better defense from Grantham there.
Well, they missed Nelson in transition. You can't do that.
No, that is way outside the three-point arc, but no hesitation from Luke. Knocks it down.
Well, he's comfortable stepping into that 3. You've got to pick him up earlier. Here's Johnson driving to the rim, and the foul is called.
He just got sort of hung up in the air there, Johnson, and but nothing called. Let's just see, he's gone left. He's crossed the Cabosa over. Over comes the help, Soliardo actually gets the block.
It is a foul, so he is going to the free throw line. Johnson makes the front end of 2. This is actually the first time the Flyers have got to the free throw line today, mainly because they've been sitting on the three-point line jacking shots. But London have been 11 times at the other end of the floor.
Yeah, it's two distinct ways of playing until they went inside to Brad Green. They've got to keep doing it, force London Lions to double team him in the post.
Yeah, because if he's a good passer from the post, that's going to be a reach-in foul on Bradley. Because if you force London into double team, then you're going to get open shooters around the three-point line.
Yeah, and then they've got to move the ball and be really unselfish. Maybe move it round to the opposite side to where Green is, and then London Lions are having to scramble, and that's when you're going to get your open shots from the outside, and then you can dive to the bucket as well.
Grantham back out to Nelson, just hit one, not this time. And that is out of, well, did that go out of bounds before Sandy touched it? Presumably.
Well, I think they might have to have a chat about this. Unless Sandy was out of bounds himself.
It would have had to have hit the ground out of bounds for it not to be a Flyers ball. Let's have another look here. It's out. It's going out off Jacob. It is out of bounds.
Yeah.
Well, now they've given it to Bristol. Well, I thought the replay confirmed that was the right decision, but there we go. Here's Johnson. Gets to the mid-range. It's still all around the three-point line. Oh, that's a clumsy one from Chinoglu, just shoving Bradley to the ground from behind. It's his first personal foul. In fact, it's his... no, it is his first. Right, first time. Lob back into Bradley. Lot of room for Johnson to fire up the three. He misses it. Sandy with the rebound. Nelson for three. Got it. Luke Nelson is second of the game.
Yeah, big time shot. Great pass out for Grantham, and that split leg action that we've got so accustomed to. He just knocks it down. Nothing but net.
He's one of those guys that when he's got his feet set like that, as you're saying, that split leg just looks like it's going in, doesn't it? No, they don't all go in, but it looks like it. Johnson attacking, somehow kicks it out to Landolfi, who knocks down the three.
Wow, under extreme pressure. Got some real high arc on that.
Uday loses the ball. And that's nearly stolen back by Nelson. It will be a possession to the Flyers. Heck of a pass as well to find him in the corner.
Yeah, that was just sensational what happened here. Crossover, and that left-hand wraparound down. That's incredible. And the highest arc shot you'll probably see in Bristol tonight, because Sandy was bearing down on the help. Watch this, he's herring out there. And that is just as good as it gets.
Samuel. Jacob's going to fire up a three. Landolfi with the offensive rebound. He's going to let it go again, and he's going to hit back-to-back threes.
Right, we don't mind them shooting threes, just let the right guy shoot the threes. And Landolfi, great play from him. Same sort of area as the last one, a lot more open this time.
Well, it's tied the scores at 33. Off the mark. But Janoglu with the offensive rebound. He gets it to go at the second attempt.
Yeah, good effort, really good effort by Janoglu. He's got to rebound. He's got to try and challenge Brad Green when both of them are on the floor. Good offensive putback.
Samuels out to Jacob. He looks to get into the paint. Leaves that one short. Trying to get his own rebound, but deflects it out of bounds. It's a 2-point London lead here with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Timeout called. We'll be back after this. welcome back to Bristol, where Pascal Landolfi has knocked down a couple of triples for the Flyers. He's the only one really hitting from behind the arc. And, well, that's just about keeping them alongside London Lions here. But any thoughts of them dominating this youthful London team have not realised yet.
No, I mean, that's a real bonus for Landolfi. And he takes, during this trophy month, just one attempt a game from 3. And he's already made 2, so that's a real bonus for the Flyers.
Particularly with the injuries they've got, they need some production from him as Quealy takes London up to 37. Interestingly, Graham, Leicester have 37 in the first quarter up in Newcastle. They lead that do-or-die game by 13 after 1. But Newcastle have come back against Leicester already this season. That's a great stand. Got his feet set to take the charge there, Lucas.
Yeah, that's what Bristol Flyers need to do. Grit, determination, and take a charge. And, well, Uday's got to work out. I've got to slow down or I've got to give it up. You've got the big fella just to the left of him who's running the floor. Try and just hand it off to him, but maybe he's just got fixated on that hope and that he wants to score. But hey, he's 18 years old, Dan, and he's learning. He's learning on the job, literally.
Well, you'd love to be 18 again and have that sort of skill set.
Yeah, and the opportunity to train and play alongside these amazing London Lions players.
Landolfi looking for some room, and well, he got there in the end. He just needed an extra couple of steps to do it. It was called for the travel.
Well, a bit of Kevin McHale up and under there, but he just didn't quite get his pivot foot right. Yeah,
I think it was a slip of the pivot foot. A bit of Kevin McHale with 2 travels in.
Yeah.
In the 80s rules, you couldn't have done the first bit, never mind the last bit. The shot clock didn't reset, which is why Kevin Kinsella has come over to the table to have a discussion with them. So it'll be a Lions ball, but it'll just be a question of how much time they need to put on the shot clock.
There's the 2 coaches, Dan. I think, you know, we've got a game on. There's been some real good moments. It's just that neither team's been able to get in front and control the game for any long period. So, but at least Bozic, for him, he's getting a good look at Sandy, at Quealy, at Ginogly, their decision-making, the way they're trying to fit in with the way that he wants to play, and of course Kaboza as well.
Well, I would have thought he would be the happier of the 2 coaches. I mean, he's up 6, obviously he's the happier, but just the way the game is played, I think Bristol have looked slightly out of sorts far more than London have.
Yeah, good attack from Kaboza there, got all the way to the bucket. Now they're back inside to Green.
Here's Green, spinning one way then the other. His hook shot is short this time.
Yeah, Ginogly just that bit bigger, able to contest that shot from Green.
Sandy driving into the big green wall and chasing back. He's called for the foul. That'll be his 3rd personal foul.
And that's really unfortunate. Yeah. But again, Sandy, he gets into the lane. He's got to be thinking almost one step ahead. Like, right, I've got big Brad Green in front of me. But he then does the right thing in hustling back after creating a turnover. But he's in foul trouble. We spoke about that. You want to stay out of foul trouble, especially tonight.
Well, Coach Bozic is going to leave him out there, but he's going to have to play a little more tentatively at the defensive end, particularly as a result of that. 2 to play here in Bristol. The Flyers trailing the Lions by 4. Sandy around the screen, looking to drive baseline, throws the ball away. Landolfi can't quite keep it in play, and it'll stay with the Lions with 6 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Sandy again just trying to create there. It is with Kieran Sandy. What sort of player does he want to be at this London Lions team? He's definitely got a great skill set. Maybe, you know, when all the players are in and he's coming in for a few minutes, just be that rebounder, that energy guy, knocking down the open shots, which he will get. Today he's got to be more in charge, and, well, Kaboza.
He's good, isn't he, Bradley Kaboza? He loves the moment like this. But there's a point you make about Sandy. You think back to that first trophy game they had against Leicester. Sandy came in, did a great job on the offensive glass, got them second chance points, and well, it was Quealy on the glass that time, but that's the sort of thing. But obviously, in a game like this, he's got a slightly different role, and he's got to step up to that.
Yeah, just be a bit more expansive.
Nice drive to the rim there from Tevin Ollison.
Yeah, talking about an expansive player, Ollison is just awesome all season long and through the trophy. Nice finish with the right hand going left.
Stripped away by Johnson. Quealy wants a foul, doesn't come his way. Ollison's going to let it fly from deep. Well, if there is one guy on the team that you don't mind an early shot like that, it's probably him. Quealy at the free throw line. Green pulls in another rebound. That's his 9th of the first half. He's closing in on a double-double before halftime. Johnson with 7 on the shot clock. Goes the opposite way for the screen. Fires up the 3. Rebound pulled in by Samuel. Shot clock is off, but they take it anyway because they got an open layup. Time for London to quickly come the other way, though. Here's Kaboza. Gonna heave up the 3 on the buzzer, and it doesn't go. And a tight first half, Graham.
Yeah, this is what we want. Even though London Lions, as we say, have won the group and Bristol Flyers can't progress, they've got to keep the momentum going, keep their pedal to the metal.
Well, they certainly have. Just a basket separating the two teams here at halftime. Graham and I will break it down further after this break. Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League Trophy. Daniel Routledge, Graham Hiscox with you. Graham, very tight first half there. Neither team really getting on top for long.
No, it's been fabulous entertainment at times. You're seeing the players like Quealy, Kieran Sandy trying to step up. Luke Nelson's been fabulous as well at times. And then Brad Green We've said go to him more, but he gets his rebounds. He's almost at a double-double at halftime.
Yeah, go to him more would be my thing. Let's have a look at the numbers. The reason they haven't gone to him as much is because they've shot 17 first-half three-pointers, Bristol Flyers, only 17%. They only shoot 25 threes a game. They had 17 in the first half, and yet look how much more efficient they are inside.
Yeah, Jacob and Landolfi, the only two players to have hit a three. I don't mind if they shoot the threes, but maybe just pass it around first. And if Landolfi's hot, go to him. But don't forget Brad Green inside. Please get inside for the two-pointers.
Yeah, some paint touches first. Let's have a look back at the story of the first half here in Bristol. And London, despite having their lack of players, if you like, started this really well, and actually Coach Kapoulis had to call a timeout after a couple of minutes to fire his guys up. Yeah, they got out in transition. Bristol didn't get back, so Kapoulis, a good timeout as it turned out, stopped things. It's nice to see Quealy just knocking down that three. Like a little bit more height on his shots if he could, because he missed a couple of free throws which were a touch flat as well, and then getting all the way to the basket with the miss. But Brad Green just showing again, you don't box him out, he's going to cause you an issue. That is more Bristol Flyers basketball, isn't it? Attacking the rim, crashing offensive rebounds. That's what we see them do week in, week out. It's almost like they've got slightly away from what they do naturally because they're playing a different team. Yeah, and use Brad Green, but they've got so many good athletes as well. So let's get some steals, deflections, and get off to the races and cause London issues that way. Well, they have, as you say, knocked down a couple of threes, but not enough really, given the volume that they have shot. And you like what you've seen from this young London team, from Sandy, from Kamboza. Yes, they've had a bit of Grantham and a bit of Nelson thrown in along the way, but you like what you've seen? Yeah, sure. Quealy, Sandy, Ginogly has caused some issues, but that shot there with Sandy bearing down was incredible from Landolfi. And then Kamboza had that incredible shot off the glass, but I like the way he got all the way to the bucket there as well. Well, indeed. The second half will be coming up shortly. But first of all, we're going to have a look at the plays of the week. That's coming up right after the action from last night's game between Caledonia and Surrey.
Sally Hotsich tries to bump his way into post again. Too easy for the big man. Well, still gets his pocket back. Good defense by Buffalo. He's going to finish this one in transition, giving Caledonia a 2-point lead. Well, they have numbers here if they can go quickly. Find a Polizzo left wide open. Here's a man you don't want to leave wide open.
Can't make it easy for them.
Well, another post entry, another 2 points for the Gladiators. Well, again, good connection there. That's much better. That will calm down their nerves. Okasiemi. Well, that's a good job by the Scorchers to get a post entry to Teo Gandembi. But look at the tempo here. I mean, how quickly this team just gets the ball up the floor. I mean, Brent, you make mistakes tonight, Caledonia's going to make you pay.
They got to make adjustments.
Buffalo getting his own rebound. That's a tough one. And a better drive by Josh Still. Surrey need to keep this below 10 points if they can going into the second half. Well, Robinson's going to penetrate. Goes in, fakes the defense. Well, Mike Big for an offensive rebound. Robinson left wide open. This three's up, and it's good. Buffalo trying to come off one screen. It's a left wide open. The pick and pop is up, and again, simply automatic from this man. Logan Demi in the corner. This three's up, and again, Surrey coming out. Back-to-back triples. Lawrence also checking the game. Finds Logan Demi. Left wide open. Three is up, and it's good. This is probably going one direction at the moment.
For sure. That's a good start right there. Good ATO play coming out, getting the layup. They just need to slow the game down.
These two teams going back and forth. Boy, kept that one in bound. Are you kidding me? And again, they finish it up. Good night to everybody here in East Kilbride. Pockets it, but he turns it right back over. Again, the finish by Johnson. Debbie finding Parkinson. Makes contact, goes in, strong move. He'll go to the free throw line here for a potential three-point play. 25-point lead to Caledonia. They will live to fight another day in the British Basketball League Trophy. Last season's defending champions. Remember, they won on the buzzer. But they're going to have to find out if they're going to have another day to the Final Four. Caledonia Gladiators win this one 99-74 against the Surrey Scorchers. Last season's British Basketball League Trophy champions. We'll have to find out. Their fate will be determined in the coming days.
Stolen away by Holmes, and he jams it in on the fast break.
Oh my goodness, Cam Kristen, I can't score, but I can protect. Give me that, pin it to the glass. Maceo Jack, other end, money. Put the British Basketball League logo on the glass. Maceo Jack, catch, shoot. It's nothing but net.
Potential 2-for-1 for Surrey. Still looking to isolate, goes in with a Eurostep, goes in, another and one. Well, Josh Still just went on a clinic there.
And there's another one. Give me that ball back. That's 5 steals. Here's Cam Kristen. Jam that one in, Cam Kristen. Why not? Have yourself a ball game. 26 points.
Wang looking to attack down the middle. The king of South Sudan lays down the throne with a two-handed throwdown.
And that's what Paddy at Wang can do.
Ollison, oh my goodness, he's got 6 straight points. Turn around, throw that one up there, and that's good to go for Ollison.
Gone on a couple of 7-0 runs in this game. They can go on one more. Well and truly game on. Nice pass, and Myron Thomas jams it in.
Another turnover now. Eagles have numbers. Finds Delpesh, goes up. Oh my goodness! Throws it down. Well, Delpesh has come to play tonight. McGill passed this one off. It's enough. Well, they come up with a loose ball. Can Bristol push this? Graham Bell splits a defense, goes up, throws it down with 2 hands. And that is BEA. Beautiful basketball.
Here's Teddy Allen to the basket. Oh, what a follow! And Myron Thomas, put back jam.
Amazing finish by Minnie Thomas.
Incredible athleticism. Just threw it in the bucket.
Welcome back to Bristol here, where the London Lions have the lead at halftime. Meanwhile, in the other game in this group, the battle for the second spot in Birmingham in this group, Leicester have a 7-point lead. They're late in the first half in that one, and then attention switches over the weekend to Group A, where the final 3 games are played. The key one is the first one, Cheshire Phoenix at Surrey Scorchers. The winner of that game will win the group and go through. If Cheshire win that game, they'll take Caledonia through with them. If they don't win that game, then there's still an opportunity for Sheffield to make it through, and for Surrey obviously would go through with that win as well. But it's all going to play out over the course of this weekend, and this is how it stands in Group A going into that. Cheshire with the biggest margin for error, with needing just 1 win. Even 2 defeats might be enough to see them through, but obviously the winner of that group will avoid London in the semi-finals, which I'm sure is a prize worth winning.
Yeah, definitely, because Lions will have all their big players back, I'm sure, for that trophy weekend. So it's absolutely key to be top of the pile in Group A.
Well, the 2 teams back out onto court here at the Wise Arena, and it is the Bristol Flyers who get us underway in the 3rd quarter. Ollison all the way to the basket, trying to get his own rebound and able to force it home.
Yeah, great job by Ollison. He's such a good athlete. Couldn't get it to go on the layup, but he reacted first on the putback.
Caboza, who's into the starting lineup in the second half. Being harassed, gets it on to Nelson. Tried that pick and roll, and it's eventually turned over. Johnson out in front, he's on his own, he's going to pull up for 3, and you better make that one when you're on your own.
Yeah, that's big time 3-point shot. He's 58% from 3 in the trophy, but that one was contested and early. And that pick and roll's just not working for Luke Nelson at the moment, whether it's Ginogly or Dante Grantham.
Well, they've got one of the masters in the pick and roll, Olugeni, that he works with normally. Here's Caboza looking to get 3 points back. Can't do that. Green pulls in the rebound, his 10th of the game. Oh, Johnson somehow escapes and gets all the way to the basket. It's a goaltend. Batted away, that basket will count. Well, I'm not quite sure how he got away there.
He's double teamed, but the double team's not close enough. They want to be hemming him in on the sideline there, and he's just spun through it, and the defense weren't ready for that.
Oh, yeah.
If you just see it from this angle, he's just literally swiveled off Luke Nelson, and Soliardo just not across early enough to stop Johnson from getting the bucket.
Well, Nelson was turning to the referee. I don't know if he thought he travelled with it. It's possible. But the first 7 points of this second half have all gone to the Bristol Flyers, which is why London have called an early timeout. In the first half, it was the other way round. It was Coach Kapoulis calling the early timeout and trying to turn things around for his team.
Yeah, Bozic, I think it's a good timeout from Bozic. He's cool and calm as always. I'm sure he's had some stern words with them initially, but then it's just straight into what's going to happen next. And you can get a good look at his coach's board there, what he's going to draw up. But, you know, Johnson, they've tried to trap him there. Johnson's got out of that. They've hit a nice... Ollison's got all the way to the basket, so London Lions haven't come out sharp enough and haven't come out good enough defensively, for sure.
Well, the other game in this group is at the half now. Newcastle Eagles 49, Leicester Riders 55. Remember, the winner of that game will go to Birmingham alongside the London Lions for the semi-finals next Saturday. Tickets still available for that if you want to get along and enjoy a festival of basketball over the weekend at the beautiful Utilita Arena. Check out the British Basketball League website for more details. Here's Nelson leaving it short. Caboza driving hard to the hole and finishing well.
That's a really good play by Bradley Caboza. Just kept possession, spun back round, attacked the basket. Good concentration off the glass.
Johnson Johnson thought about another three. Passes it on to Bradley, who uses his speed, but sort of ran out of road there and ended up leaving it short. Shalawati open for three, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, you got to love that, but it was a really nice transition. Went from the right side of the court to the left. Soliardo had worked hard to get in position, knocked it down.
Well, he's taken 2 shots in the game. He's got 6 points. You can't get more efficient than that.
Yeah, they should go to him as much as they can while he's on the floor. I believe he's on restricted minutes tonight.
Obviously working his way back from injury. So too Tevin Ollison, who's able to get to the rim that time.
Yeah, another drive to the basket for Bristol Flyers, and Ollison all the way to the hoop.
Shalawati again, not this time.
Yeah, better defense from the Flyers there. They got right out to him, making it much more difficult to knock that down.
Johnson working the pick and roll. He's going to let it fly from 3-point range. Well, they still are enjoying the 3-point shot, Bristol. Here's Nelson, kicks out to Kaboza for 3. His rattles out. And that will go out of bounds for a Bristol ball.
Yeah, good effort, though, by Josh Ginogli on the offensive glass, making it as difficult as possible for the Flyers. But look at Ollison go, left-handed finish. Ginogli's trying to stay with him, but he just goes under the arm of the bigger player, and nice touch around the hoop.
Here's Green. Still don't think he's had enough touches today for my liking. I'd be looking to feed him a little bit more than they have. Jacob for 3. Well, that's always the outlet, isn't it?
But at least he was involved there in the screen and the re-screen. Then he rolled to distract a defender, which allowed the three-pointer to be wide open. That's good play from Bristol Flyers.
Grantham trying to reply, he misses everything. Jacob looking to push. Jacob all the way. Oh, he's too strong on the layup. And that's going to be a foul on Green, who shrugs to the official. Might say, what did I do? Maybe walk forward into him? Well, might be the response. Looked like a good call, that, to me. Here's, well, he's done all the right things except the finish there. And I think when we see it at this end, it's going to be a little step forward, lean in.
Yeah. Yes, unfortunate for Brad Green, because he was waiting for Quealy, and Quealy just kept coming towards him. But maybe he's just moved laterally, as you said, he's not completely stationary.
Well, I don't think the home fans quite agree with me and indeed the referee. They certainly let him know, but Quealy's at the free throw line. That's all that matters. And he knocks them both down.
Yeah, that's a much better free throw form from Kareem Quealy. And he's got to be doing that same form every game. And the way to improve your free throws, get to the line as much as possible. And he's certainly got the ability to do that with his athleticism.
Sandy back into the game for the Lions. Remember, oh, referee was wide open there. I don't know why he didn't catch and shoot that.
Well, if he's a Bristol Flyers, he would have just catch and shoot
yeah,
on side.
If you look.
Yeah.
Right there it is. Grab it. Oh, you'd love to see a ref do it once, wouldn't you? Just once. Grantham drops it off. Offensive foul called for a charge on the pass.
Yeah, good play from Flyers, just clogging things up, making it really difficult for the pass to Uday. Just another turnover. And you'd think that sort of looked on the face of it a simple pass, but again, the Bristol Flyers players just getting in the way.
Well, Brad Green is still just shy of a double-double. He's got the rebounds, but he's only got 8 points. So he had 7 shot attempts. There we go. That is classic Ollison there, just kept going.
Yeah, if you don't stop Tevin Ollison, he will get right to the hoop and hurt you.
Same with Luke Nelson, to be fair.
Yeah, you've got to love Luke Nelson. Such a great change of pace. No help. Completely opened up for him. Another left-hand finish for Luke Nelson.
Foul called. It's on the floor. Again, he made his mind up in the backcourt there, hadn't he? He saw the lane to the basket and he just went quick.
Yeah, and again, Luke Nelson makes dramatic left-hand finishes, maybe no more dramatic than the one against Germany in the Continental or the World Cup qualifiers.
Well, technical has been called against the London Lions bench. They're all looking a bit sheepish. Somebody obviously said something.
Well, they've got a lot of players that aren't.
Could have been any of them, couldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. But Ollison, again, that's so tough what he's just done as well before Luke Nelson, who had more of an open run to the hoop. Two players are right on him, and it just shows his confidence and his touch and concentration that he can just get it to finish pretty much on a high percentage as well from two-point range.
Wow, Flyers leading this one by 4, midway through the third quarter. Jacob trying to get it into Green. And there is his double-double as he drops it in.
Yeah, and that was with a lot of pressure. There's 2 or 3 players trying to surround Brad Green, but he gets hold of it. One dribble, gets it to finish in rhythm.
Well, once he gets the ball up over them, he's bigger than everybody on court, so he's got that advantage. Kaboza for 3. Little short. Sandy with the offensive rebound, and he just got Green to bite on the first one.
Yeah.
Bristol Flyers leading this one 56 points to 50, 4:41 to go in the third quarter. Timeout call. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bristol. Brad Green, it's his 26th game of the season. It's his 13th double-double of the season. A double-double every other game. You'd take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's just fabulous consistency. He's so efficient. And if Bristol Flyers would use him a little bit more on their offense, who knows where he could end up points-wise as well. So maybe they will get to do that when he comes back in. But it's so good to watch. You know exactly what you're going to get, and he delivers time after time.
Well, Sandy at the free throw line. And he knocks down the first one. Brad Green on that last play called for his 3rd personal foul, so presumably that is the reason he's sitting down. Just protect him for the 4th quarter as Bradley pulls in the rebound.
Yeah, Sandy on that play really made a nice head fake, which Green bit on, and they're both on 3 fouls now, Sandy and Green.
Jacob. Front iron on that one. Flyers leading this one by 5. The biggest gap either team has had is 6. Quealy trying to chip into that, has it knocked away, and it came off his leg last out of bounds, so will be a Bristol ball.
Yeah, just unfortunate for Quealy. You used the screen, attack quickly, but the defense reacted, and ball gets knocked loose and hits his leg, and he's just got to be a little bit tighter there, a little bit sharper there, Corinne Quealy.
Lucas out to Landolfi, looking for another triple and finding it. Pascal Landolfi, his third of the game.
Yeah, that is just wonderful again. He's being closed down, but there's total concentration, and he gets early height on his shot, which is crucial when you've got a player closing you out.
Cabot's around the screen, into the traffic, throws the ball away. Chance for Jacob on the break, goes for the jab. Oh, my goodness! What a rejection from Quealy!
Wow, that is unbelievable from Quealy. That's what he can do. And we know he's got good offensive skills, but watch this from Quealy, Dan. This is outstanding effort, not giving up on the play, because if that had gone wrong, he'd have been posterized. He just didn't care. He's gone up and away, and that is just awesome.
I think even Jacob was impressed with that block, wasn't he? You don't see that too often, and sort of look at, wow, how did he get that? That was a good block on Jacob's face.
Yeah, he just almost came out of nowhere, but that's what Quealy can do, and he's just got to let it all hang out when he's out on the floor, especially when he's playing these extended minutes.
Bradley at the free throw line as Bristol tried to move to a double-figure lead.
And this is where they need to be. They need to be in charge of this game. We spoke about it pre-game. They've got to want to dominate Lions. It's taken them into the third quarter to build this lead, but now they've just got to stay in control.
Well, they look to have upped their defensive pressure a little bit as well, Bristol here. Caboza, his pass is deflected away again, and the chance to run that will be an unsportsmanlike foul. He says, well, I didn't do anything, ref, but you've tripped him up, which is no play on the ball in transition. And not really a lot the referees can do other than call an unsportsmanlike here, I think.
Yeah, both of the defenders stayed with the ball handler. Genogley had just dived to the bucket, screen, and then great job by Levi Bradley using his length there, that 2'7", just to deflect the ball away.
It is a little unfortunate on Caboza because obviously he's diving for the ball, but once you knock the legs of the other player over, there's not a lot the referee can do other than make that call.
Yeah, he's hustling. He's realised he's been involved in a turnover, and it's just a natural thing. But yeah, the correct call from the referees for sure.
The Flyers winning this quarter by 23 points to 10. And make that 25 points to 10. So their highest scoring quarter and London's lowest. And that is why they've opened a 13-point lead.
Tevin Hollison showing us his jump hook there. Nice touch, just elevates, knocks it down.
Quealy backs out. Shot clock getting low. Caboza needs to go to work, gets it away, misses everything. Well, Bristol have the ball, so the referees will let that play. Here's a Lucas on the trail, beautiful finish.
That's a great finish, great super spacing on that transition, and Lucas arrived just at the correct time, made the layup.
Well, Coach Bojic tried to call a timeout, but he called it too late, and the ball was already in play. And he said, yeah, my fault to the table. Here's Landolfi, and he's fouled. He will go to the free throw line.
It's getting really messy for the Lions now, getting a lot of one-on-one on offense. They're averaging 28 assists a game in the 3 games so far in the trophy, and just 9 assists today. But Bristol Flyers making it really difficult for London Lions to be able to share the ball, but that's ultimate sharing in transition. A lot of defense in between the ball and the passer and the recipient, and they didn't deal with it. And Bristol Flyers extend their lead.
And Bristol have definitely turned the defence up a little bit here in the second half, Graham. And obviously London have got their least experienced unit. The three guys who play big minutes normally are all on the bench, and Coach Bojic's trying to get these young guys to work through it all.
Yeah, and he's going to expect there's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be mistakes, but it's all about how they react to those mistakes. Don't let their head get down. Just get back on defence. 9 steals to 4.
17 points from turnovers. Yeah. We've seen a lot of that in this third quarter where Bristol have got out in transition.
Yeah, and even though we've said we want to get the ball more to Brad Green in the post, they have got 38 points in the paint. Bristol Flyers, but a lot of that is attacking the basket, facing the basket. But you know, they're where we thought they should be. Looking at the two lineups, Bristol Flyers have got everybody available they could do. London Lions are having to manage workloads because of Euro Cup and so many games one after the other.
Well, as you say, they played in the midweek, London in the Euro Cup, a heartbreaking defeat on the buzzer to Juventud Badalona, and actually one that might cost them because they might not be able to chase down Hapoel Tel Aviv in the second spot in that group. And the advantage of finishing in the top 2 in that group is you get one less round to play. You get a bye through past the 8th final into the quarterfinal. So it gives you a slightly easier path. It's still possible, but Hapoel Tel Aviv have the head-to-head over London as well. So they actually have to go past them, and they're running out of games to play in that competition. I think they got 4 left.
But going to Landolfi, he's having a real breakout game here compared with his other games in the Trophy and the British Basketball League. It's great to see 3 massive threes that each one of them has pushed them forward and really given them a momentum.
Well, it's out to 17 now with just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Quealy from the corner can't convert. It's batted out to it. It's stolen away again. Another steal for Bristol, another run back, and this time it's Johnson with the lay-in.
That's tough for Uday. Don't dribble unless it's going to help your team. He just puts the dribble down, gets it stolen, and then a tough left-hand finish for Johnson. That was an elite move right there.
Kaboza down the lane under pressure, and he's actually fouled, so he will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Bradley Kaboza, he's had some good moments in this game, but this is a really tough spot for the Lions, but he does the right thing, attacks the basket, tries to get to the free throw line so they can reset and try and push on from here. Kaboza's leading scorer, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist for the Lions. As we see their all-star bench at the front and
well, they've got so much talent, they can't fit it all on the bench.
And Tariq Phillips, of course, they've just acquired Dave Nwaba as well, who's
looked pretty good in his first couple of games, hasn't he?
Yeah, the Euro Cup and in the one game in the Trophy. So, and with Decker injured, it's a great pickup.
Kaboza converts from the free throw line. Lucas hooks it back to Bradley. Nice pass, and dropped in by Jacob.
Another 2 points in the paint, but I love to see the diagonal cut and the player with the ball outside the three-point line is all heads up, so he sees the cut, gives the pass right on point. 33
points in this quarter for the Bristol Flyers. Bearing in mind, they only scored 39 in the first half.
Ginogli, unfortunately, just bringing the ball down there. It got stripped under the hoop.
That's a heck of a pass out. Still zipping around, Bradley in close, and he is fouled, and we'll get a chance to add some more points to the Flyers tally.
Yeah, that's a good ploy. You know, Brad Green's out, but Bradley's in. He's 2'7". He's another legitimate big. Get him going to work in the paint. Nice look over the right shoulder.
It's a lovely pass, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, if you can just move off the ball, get out of the eye line of your defender, you can end up with some easy buckets.
Bradley converts the first. Flyers have all of their starters in double figures, and Landolfi off the bench in double figures as well, so it's come from all angles.
Yeah, it's developing now into a really good performance from the Flyers. It's just taken time to get going.
Well, last offense here of the third quarter. Queeley trying to tick it down. Oh, and they've turned it over again. And that has been the story of London's third quarter, hasn't it? Turnovers.
Yeah, and the defense really stepped up again. Kadrian Johnson, fantastic defense, and Kareem Queeley just choked under the pressure.
Samuels, he hooks it up off the glass, and that will end an excellent third quarter for the Bristol Flyers. 36 points they scored in that period, and they've blown open a big lead. We'll have the fourth quarter right after this. Welcome back to Bristol, where a 35-point quarter by the home team. A period they won by 23 points off the back of some sloppy-ish turnovers from the London Lions. It was improved defense from the Flyers, and they've been able to run it back for 19 points off those turnovers. Nearly another one to start the fourth quarter as well there, but that is why the Flyers have a comfortable lead, and that will be a turnover. Ooh, did that not come off? It must have come off the Bristol player rather than Luke Nelson. Nelson gets points out of it.
And rubs salt in the wounds of Bristol Flyers. That looked as though it had dribbled off his foot.
Well, that was certainly Coach Kapoulis' view. He's a bit closer than we are, but we thought the same thing when they get three back with Levi Bradley.
Yeah, nice job from Bradley. Just almost a set shot, just lets it fly from behind the arc.
Oh, another turnover, another steal. Johnson for three. Bradley all on his own underneath and somehow doesn't come up with the rebound.
Yeah, London Lions just switched off there defensively on the rebounds, and they got really fortunate. They need to start moving the ball quicker, get better spacing.
Back out to Nelson. Caboza with the rebound. Caboza's going to fire up the three. And that's out of bounds for a Flyers ball.
Yeah, Grantham trying to keep it alive on the offensive glass. Double team in the post on Sandy. He kicked it back out to Caboza, and just a little long on that three-point shot. But you're right, Dan, about the defense. Some of it has been unforced errors, but most of it is because they've stepped up on defense. They're double teaming the ball. They're rushing the London Lions ball handlers.
Travelling violation call. Well, the clue really is in the numbers, isn't it? 17 turnovers, but 11 steals for Bristol. So they're taking the ball away. It's not all about London throwing it out of bounds and offensive fouls and other things like that that add up to turnovers.
Yeah, it's been good fundamental defense. They've made themselves big and wide, really active hands, anticipating where the ball's going to go and shadowing and just suffocating defense.
Shalawati knocks in his third three. That's probably been the biggest boost for London, seeing good minutes for him and him knocking shots down like he's never been away.
Yeah, he's crucial for London Lions. He needs to be fit and firing because he will get important minutes, whoever's on the floor.
Bradley in close, gets the friendly bobble.
Again, go to the big fella, left hand finish. Just uses his strength and athleticism to knock it down.
Sandy taking it nicely to the basket.
Yeah, confident play, left hand finish. Kids, if you're watching, these are right-handed players finishing with their left on the hole. You've got to go with the correct hand, especially on the left side.
You're always coaching, Graham. You're always ready there.
I'm ready and able. Well, ready and willing.
Here's Bradley. Jacob. He loves a three-point shot at this end of the floor.
It's just trying to outdo the last one from how well you're being closed out. That's just a big time three from Jacob. Such a high arc, impossible to guard.
Well, both teams making 8 threes from a similar amount of attempts, and Coach Kapoulis is just going to call time here. I'm not sure whether it's something he wants to tweak or whether Green had been sat there for a minute or two and they couldn't get him in, and he's like, well, we'll get him in through a timeout.
Watch this, that was immediately before the timeout. That is tough again, left-handed, but loads of English on that ball, side spin to get it up off the glass on the underhand delivery from Caboza, and that was just beautiful.
Well, the other game is a 9-point lead. There's 3 more games to go in the British Basketball League Trophy, starting off with a huge game at the Sports Park. The winner of that one will win the group. If Cheshire win, then Caledonia will go through as well. Surrey have to win, otherwise their chances are over. That one's at 5 o'clock tomorrow, followed by Sheffield against Plymouth, and a lot of how much is riding on that game is dependent on the 5 o'clock game, but Sheffield still can make it as things stands now. They need everything to fall their way, but there's still the chance. And then finally on Sunday, Cheshire against Sheffield, and again, how much is riding on that game depends on the 2 before that. I won't bore you with all the permutations because we've only got 7-10 left in the quarter, but you can see highlights of everything in the British Basketball League this season on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so you miss nothing, including somewhere along the line is my full breakdown of who's going to qualify and how, Graham. But
have you finished the breakdown?
Sometimes it's just easier just to let the games play out rather than guessing what might happen.
Well, as I say, after that Surrey-Cheshire game, things will be
much clearer,
clearer. But I'm really pleased that Surrey have put their hands up and said, OK, we're down the bottom end of the British Basketball League, but by winning those first 2 games, they've really put themselves in the mix. They struggled against Caledonia Gladiators last night. They need to go big at home against the Phoenix.
Well, a lot will depend on how healthy they are. They're obviously missing a few guys last night. They were very thin at the centre spot. Whether Jameson is back or not will be key for them. And Jacob is starting to really heat up here.
Yeah, that was a nice set, little 2-man play, created space. No one near him this time. He just knocks it down.
Here's Quealy. The one thing we do know from all the permutations is that this London Lions team is going to be in Birmingham next week, and they will head into that weekend fully favourites because obviously all the guys down the end of the bench will be on the court next week.
Most definitely. They will all want to be involved in that Final Four weekend at the Utilita. Nice three-point shot from Grantham, who had to work hard. Gave it out to Quealy, got it back, and shot it in rhythm. And he's going to be a big part of that weekend for sure.
Well, that is the other thing. It's been quite a few years, probably 12 years or something, since we've had a Final Four event in the... Ooh, that's an offensive foul in the British Basketball League. You used to have them for the playoffs back in the day, and it's a different sort of animal, isn't it, that Final Four weekend? Because obviously you've got to bring everything on the first night, otherwise there is no tomorrow, but you need to save a little reserve in for the final as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how teams approach it. London Lions are going to go in as heavy favourites, but the other team's just got to go in. They've got to believe in themselves, play with respect for your opposition, but just absolutely go for it. And who knows who the heroes will be.
And whichever of Leicester or Newcastle gets there, have obviously got plenty of trophy experience for those two clubs. The amount of times they've won the competition, I think it's 10 times between the two of them, and there is the potential that last year's finalists both go through on the other side of the draw, so a potential of a rerun of the playoff final from last year, or a potential of a rerun of the trophy final.
Yeah, completely. So many possibilities and permutations, and but London Lions will be wanting to set down a marker that they're going to want to win everything.
Well, they certainly are, and foul called on that inbound. They might want to win everything, but they're not going to win every game in the trophy this season, unless we've got something absolutely spectacular in the last 5:40. But I think Coach Božić won't be too despondent with the way his team have performed. Obviously, you know, he'd want them to clean the turnovers up a little bit, but how these, particularly the younger players, have performed out there today will be relatively pleasing for him, I should imagine.
Yeah, and Luke Nelson is a player that comes off the bench, but he's played well when required. 13 points, Quealy 10, but a few times he's been put under pressure and just hasn't been able to handle the ball. But again, a lot of the time when he plays, he's probably used to playing off the ball, not handling it. And there's another turnover from Cabosa, who's normally very reliable.
That's the sort of tale of the game, isn't it? Turnover to, well, quite often it's been points, but not on that occasion.
Looking at Cabosa now, 17 points and 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He's been outstanding most of the game for the Lions. Ginogli's got some minutes, 23 minutes, 4 rebounds. He's still learning his craft. Started the game as a 16-year-old, so he's learning on the job.
Cabosa bailing out of that with a great pass. He suddenly saw the lights going out on the shot, but he found his teammate underneath.
Yeah, good composure from Ginogli there, and finishing with the left hand, keeping the ball well away from the defense.
Johnson out to Samuel, pass a bit low, so he has to attack the basket. Strong on that one. And Brad Green forcing it home. And as I say, he's excellent on the glass, but he's even better at putting it back in when he gets the offensive rebounds.
Left hand, great touch. If you don't box him out, he's not only very tall, he's big, he's strong, and he just anticipates so well.
Very skilled with either hand as well. And look at him trying to rip that one away. That will be a held ball, and possession arrow will mean it'll be a Bristol ball. But first of all, we will have a timeout with a 20-point Flyers lead, 19 to go. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bristol, where the Flyers are looking comfortable, up 20 in this final game for them in the British Basketball League Trophy. I don't know if you saw the game last night, Graham, the Caledonia against Surrey, but the London Lions general manager Brett Berman was on the colour commentary last night, and he said the key for Leicester today, Kimball McKenzie said he's one of the best 5 players in the league. You know what Kimball McKenzie has done tonight? He's got 20 points, he's made 8 of 8 shots, and he's got 7 assists.
Wow.
And the Leicester Riders lead by 15. That Brett Berman knows what he's talking about.
He certainly does, and I certainly enjoyed the commentary with Brett and Josh last night. And yeah, Kimball McKenzie is just a superb player, in control. I mean, that's a pretty tough move there from Cabosa, who's taken it on himself to get to the basket, drag London Lions through this last bit of the game. But yeah, Kimball McKenzie, big time player, and he's got a lot of good pieces around him now, with Teddy Buckets coming into the foray as well.
Well, Leicester are potentially 10 minutes away from joining London in Birmingham next week. They lead 66 points to 81. They have a lot of offense these days, the Leicester Riders, and they look to have shown it all up there, because they've got 81 points in 3 quarters. Here's Sandy from the corner, doesn't go. And we've talked a lot about the young players on the London Lions end of the ball. You mentioned Landolfi as well earlier. 11 points today. This is easily his highest scoring game in his British Basketball League career. His previous best was only 5. We've seen a breakout from him with those early threes, giving him confidence as well today.
Wow, that's amazing footwork and the bucket. But Landolfi, yeah, I've really liked him. He's looked reassured. He's picked his spots when to shoot, and he's knocked a couple of big threes in over players closing him out. That is how you get an up and under. And obviously Ginogly completely bit on that fake. I mean, that's a lot of footwork going on there. And when Landolfi tried something similar earlier in the game, he travelled. That time the footwork was a lot cleaner from Tevin Ollison.
An excellent ball fake, as you say. He bought that hook, line and sinker, didn't he, Ginogly? And that could well be the last we see of him as he sits down. That 3-point play, and Bristol passed the 90-point mark. Scored 100 against Manchester in the previous game, and this is a team that historically, as the foul is called, don't score that many points. That was only the 8th or 9th time in their history, I think it was the 9th, that they scored 100 points in a British Basketball League game. They're well on pace to do that again, back to back.
Yeah, it's and you can see they've got the players that can get it going, but it's just earlier in the game they just kept firing away at the 3, and it's difficult to build up some big points differentials, and then it's clicked in the 3rd quarter with the defense as well, and then getting out in transition, and then they've been able to get a decent score.
Well,
and a decent lead.
One of the things you need to do if you are going to score 100 points is get those cheap ones in transition, which they were able to get in the 3rd quarter. We've seen the points off turnovers. It was the 9th time. I've just checked it, Graham. 9th time. So this could be the 10th time in their history that they get to 100. Landolfi trying to add 3 more to the total. Well, that was the right pass. It was just a little behind him.
During this trophy, they're averaging 87 points a game, 73 field goal attempts. So, you know, they're above their average now, as they should be in this game that we said they needed to dominate tonight, just to give themselves confidence moving forward beyond the trophy weekend.
Well, the other thing is, because they haven't qualified, they've got next weekend off, so it'll be 2 weeks before they play again. And as you say, you want to have some good positive thoughts going into that, some good rhythm, knocking down shots like that from Johnson.
Yeah, Kadrian Johnson, fantastic play, run hard to his spot, got wide open in transition, knocked it down.
Ugly at the free throw line. Well, Banks open. It might be late, but they all count.
Yeah, nice job by London Lions there. They've just got to keep going, keep pushing.
Well, Samuels was trying to wait for his teammate to do his shoelaces there, but the game doesn't stop for that. Get over the line before you get an 8-second violation. Landolfi thought about another three, puts it on the floor instead. And that's knocked out of bounds. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Well, a timeout is called. First 1:41 to go, Graham. Time to be thinking about that player of the game.
Yeah, well, he's there in focus for us. Levi Bradley been really impressed with him. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. I like the way he scored from outside, but also when he's needed and when Brad Green was resting, he's gone inside and dominated the London Lions defense. 19-4-2, just a couple of fouls as well. That's a good job by Bradley at 2'7".
Well, when he played for the Flyers last time out, we thought mainly of him as a stretch player who can, you know, really bring the defenders all the way out. But with the injuries they've got to Smith and also with Thomas Edwards there, you can see in the background in his Bristol tracksuit as well, they have needed him a little bit more down on the block, but we've seen he can deliver that, and he certainly is a good scorer in this league for the Flyers, and just another weapon for them to add.
Yeah, totally agree. But you know, without Raul Graham Bell, and as you just said, Thomas, you know, those two guys really get after it rebound-wise, and they're a big loss. Maybe not so much in this game, but going forward, hopefully they're going to be able to get one of those guys back. But Levi Bradley's just got to do whatever's asked of him by Coach Kapoulis. If you need to play inside, play inside. If once Green steps on the floor, okay, now you can stretch out to a 4. So he's just got to be smart where he picks up his possessions.
Well, it was the sort of piece they looked like they were missing at the point they brought him in, but then obviously they had their issues with injuries, and therefore it's even more necessary. Only 2 on the shot clock, so Coach Kapoulis is going to draw something up out of this timeout. Well, I don't think they ran it very well. That is definitely not what what was put down on the board.
No, they just couldn't get any obvious player open there, and Bradley had very little chance of making that.
Into the last 90 seconds we go. Bristol Flyers going to round out their British Basketball League trophy campaign with a victory, but it is the London Lions who advance. That was already secured on the previous week. That's going to be back-to-back shot clock violations at either end.
Yeah, again, it's catch. There's not 0-second decisions. They catch, they wait, they dribble, and then they look for the next option. And this is where these young players can learn from the likes of Morgan and those guys. The ball just flows and the players flow, and that's how they get their open shots. The ball moves with energy. It's got a little bit stuck tonight for the Lions.
Well, because the other thing is you're playing in units that you would never really play with, you wouldn't be used to, and you've got to well, this one's turnover fest in the last minute and a half here. I think both teams would welcome the final buzzer here.
Yeah, just a little bit of limping towards the line, and that pass a bit low for Brad Green off the bounce, and yeah, fumbles it out of bounds.
Well, we're 2 shot clock violations away from the end, Graham. The team's trying to see it over the line. Here's Uday driving hard to the hole. He does hit the iron, so that will reset. Kicked out. 3 doesn't go. Green pulls in yet another rebound. Samuels will just fire up the 3, and that will probably do it. London, I should imagine, will just dribble this one out. There's no benefit. Well, maybe not. Sandy's going to go for it. I was about to say there's no benefit in the points difference. Doesn't really matter. But now we'll dribble it out. There we go. Yeah. And that's, as you said earlier there, Graham, that's what we kind of expected. We looked at the roster. We kind of expected Bristol to win this one. It took them a while,
Yeah.
but they turned up the defense in the third quarter.
Yeah, Bristol by 20 is about where we wanted it. Great job by the Flyers in the end. Took a while to get going, but they were by far the better team in the end.
And London, well, obviously, some learning from some of these younger players. They've had some big minutes out there, and really, other than not dealing with the pressure a little bit in the third quarter defensively, they did okay.
Yeah, they had some really good points. Maybe they tired a little bit, plus the defense really stepping up. There was a few sloppy turnovers, maybe a bit of over dribbling, a little bit of hesitation at times, but it's all learning. It's a steep learning curve for some of those young players.
Well, let's have a look at the numbers from today's game, where the Bristol Flyers have managed to win this one by 22 in the end. And well, they took a lot of threes by Bristol Flyers standards, maybe slowed down a little bit as the game went on, but they won the rebounding battle. And the assists, you were talking about the ball popping, definitely Bristol moving the ball well.
Yeah, that's a really good effort from the Flyers. 23 assists to 14. Lions a long way below their average, but they struggled at times. +8 on the rebounds as well. 26 to 40, 10 more 2-pointers. And 5 more threes, so...
The two lines at the bottom as well, 14 steals, 21 turnovers were big.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Some of the turnovers not forced, but a lot of them from steals, from deflections, from real pressure.
Well, a good performance for the Bristol Flyers. So they finished with 2 wins from 2, and those young fans who were in the house tonight certainly enjoyed that, and that will give them a little bit of a boost, as you say, when they get back underway in the British Basketball League regular season fixtures. So let's have a look at how things are going thus far in this final weekend of action in the group stages of the trophy. The Caledonia Gladiators won last night. Bristol have won tonight. Leicester in the fourth quarter with a 16-point lead. The winner of that will qualify. And then Group A takes centre stage over the weekend. Surrey against Cheshire, 5 o'clock. That's the big one. That one decides what the rest of the games mean. The winner will advance. Sheffield and Plymouth are at 8 o'clock, and then on Sunday at 6 p.m, Cheshire and Sheffield will go head to head in a game that might decide who gets through, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in the other two fixtures. So let's have a look at the standings in Group B. London obviously 3-1. They will top the group, guaranteed. If Leicester can hang on at Newcastle, this table will stay in this order. If Newcastle come back and win, Leicester and Newcastle will flip places, and it'll be Newcastle heading to Birmingham next weekend. But the Flyers will feel a little bit better at getting 2 wins on the board in the end. And the standings in Group A going into those final 3 games. 4 of the 5 teams still mathematically possible to qualify. Plymouth, unfortunately, the scale of Caledonia's win last night means they cannot qualify because they lose out on the head-to-heads on points difference. Everybody else can. Cheshire have the best path. Surrey have a simple path. Caledonia have a decent chance at it. It could be last year's finalists that make it through, Graham.
Yeah, I mean, they're the 2 top seeds out of this group. That's why it's been so good that Surrey Scorchers have sort of put their hand up and say, no, we want to get there as well. We're going to do everything we can to do that, even though you've indicated they've got injuries as well. They need Jameson back to have a chance at success.
Well, they really do. But they are at home, and strange things happen at the sports park. They tend to play well. They tend to have a lot of drama. So make sure you join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. on the British Basketball League YouTube channel for that one. It should be a thriller. But for now, for Graham, I'm Daniel. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.